minutes away, yeah, from Mexico. Okay.
Yeah.
We also now live on YouTube, TPIN Kediri, and today we have 126 participants, which is so great. Yeah, and
okay,
also
no pressure, no pressure.
No pressure. That's so relaxed. Yeah, they are all the students and also some of the teachers and as well. Oh yeah, Andres, I have a question. EF stands for English first or education first? That might be different because I don't know
Education
for sure.
first.
Oh,
Education
I see. So it's education first, yeah.
Yes,
Because
yes.
we just got from your bio actually.
Yeah. I remember actually when I applied to it, because I remember when I was in Indonesia that you guys have English first.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember when I was gonna go for my interview, I was like, oh, do not mess it up. Do not say English first. Make sure you say education
I
first.
see. Yeah. So
Yeah.
actually
And
that those
but they
companies are
told me
different, yeah.
that I think English first and education first are like connected, but in Asia, it's just called English first, I think.
Yeah, I guess so. Because when I see the logo, it's the same, and when I search on the web, that EF is actually the center is in United States, so that's why I guess that. But then, yeah. So, and Andres, I have my friend who will lead the session today. She is an English lecturer in IAIN Kediri, Bu Ima Fitria. Now you have time to start the
Hello,
session.
Andres. It's
Hello.
pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you too. Thank you.
So it is already night at your place.
Yes, it's 8 p.m.
8 p.m. All right.
Mhm.
Okay, can we start now?
Yeah, for sure.
I think yes, we can start now. All right. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Salam sejahtera, everybody, and good morning, everyone. All right, it is a great pleasure. It is honorable for me to lead this program. Thank you very much also for your participation and also enthusiasm to always join this guest lecture series. I'm so happy to see you again this time at the third series. I'm sorry. Sorry. Okay. So this is the third series of guest lecture presented by English department with me, Ima Fitria. I would also give thanks to Ibu Dr. Aristia Budiningrum and Ibu Nurul Aini and also Ibu Ria Fahruriana. I think they have initiated this program. This is a wonderful program to support our English education department in IAIN Kediri. All right. In this series, we are going to talk about another important topic. The topic is the main course related to the main course presented in department, that is English teaching. All right. So most of us maybe do not already been familiar with the practice of English teaching outside Indonesia. So today we are going to learn from our special guest, which is Mr. Andres. Can I call you Mr. Andres or just Andres?
Whichever.
Okay. Okay. Andres is from the United States of America, especially from San Diego, California, USA. Okay. Thank you very much for your availability to support our program, Andres.
Yeah, no problem.
Yes. As everybody knows, especially pre-service teachers in English department, we need to learn a lot about how to teach foreign language appropriately and effectively. So I hope, yes, all of us hope that from this program, we could learn a lot from you, especially as a native English speaker. Then you teach English for that and in EF, education first. Okay. I don't think I need to take along. I would also invite Ibu Dr. Aristia Budiningrum as the head of study program. Are you here, Ibu?
I
Is
Even
Bu
this-
Ari here?
no.
It's not here.
Oh, she is not here. Okay. All right. So Andres, Ibu Dr. Arista Budiningrum is our head of study program. So she is so supportive with any program related to what is that to support our uh, for the development of the program, especially for the students. We prepare for our students to be professional teacher next time. Okay, so once again, I thank you to Bu Ari and also Bu Ria and Bu Aini. Okay, I don't think I will take a long time to open this program. I'm going to directly read your resume, Andres. Okay. So Andres, is it right? Andres Avezaneda. I'm so
Yeah.
sorry.
Yeah. Ooh,
Right.
did a good pronunciation. Most people cannot pronounce my last name. So
I didn't. I didn't like. I think sometimes to pronounce like, is that really Avellaneda? And then after I look at the name, I think yeah, that's hard.
it's a Spanish last name, so it's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
yeah.
Spanish.
Bu Ima, would
Okay.
you mind sharing on your share screen, please?
Okay. Moment. Sharing screen. Is it visible?
Yeah, we got it.
Yeah.
All right. Seeing this resume, his bio is, wow, this is wonderful. He has, Andres has a wonderful experience regarding the professional experience as well. Okay, Andres is dedicated as ESL teacher with more than 2 years experience in delivering ESL instruction to diverse students population with varied cultural and educational background, eager to contribute to the success of the students at EF San Diego through effective lesson plan, collaboration, support, and targeting individual learning gaps. And based on his educational background, he was a Master of Art in TESOL. Wow, this is great, I think, TESOL from Portland State University. Is it correct pronouncing Portland?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was recently, some months ago, June 2021. Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, then his bachelor is from California State University, Northridge. Then you have taught in many institution, I guess. It is from Education First, yes, San Diego, from June 2021 till today. Then these are the activities, right? I think, yeah, it is like, can I say that you are dedicated teachers, then everything should be planned well. Yeah,
Yes.
you design and implement weekly
Yeah.
lesson plan for beginner international student. This is interesting, I think, international students.
Mhm.
Okay, and also as English teacher last year, I think, Beaverton, is it correct? Beaverton
Beaverton.
Literacy Council, Beaverton, right? So, are they the same? I mean, same organization, Education First,
No,
or
they're different organizations. Yeah.
Oh, this one. Okay, very good. Peace Corps. Yeah, you are one of the volunteer of Peace Corps in Indonesia, Banyuwangi. So I'm sure you are familiar with our culture now. Do you still remember what special from Banyuwangi maybe?
I mean the Oseng, bahasa Oseng.
Oseng. Oh, can
and
you speak
Tukaja
of Oseng? Oh,
Yeah.
it is almost more than 1 year, I think, 2017 to 2018.
18,
Wow,
yeah.
that's great. How do you think Banyuwangi, Andres?
I mean, it's really nice. It's really beautiful.
Yeah.
But I was living south of the kabupaten. So I wasn't close to Kota Banyuwangi. So my experience was a bit different because I was very like in the desa. So
Desa. Kampung ya.
yeah, in the kampung.
Do you still remember one the language? Maybe a language in Bahasa Indonesia or in Osek?
Yeah, I still speak it. And kadang-kadang boso jogo juga.
That's great. Okay, this one, I think for your educational skill, for the last one, fluent in English, Spanish, French, Portuguese, and Indonesia. That's wonderful. You can speak in 5 languages.
Yeah.
Yes, good skill for English teacher, I think. So I hope all of the students in our department, English department, can what is that? Follow your experience. I mean, to be able to speak in many languages. All right, without further ado, I think we can continue to the main agenda. That is, TESOL and TEFL. I think that the difference is only in the place or where English is taught. Do you agree with me, Andres? Yeah.
I think actually had never thought about it, but yeah, I feel
I know.
like
I mean, like, probably in the United States are familiar with TESOL, right?
Yes, TESOL.
Because you were graduated from TESOL University. No, not TESOL University. You were graduated from TESOL, which is from Portland State University.
yeah.
Okay. But then, is there any TEFL over there in the United States?
I don't think.
I haven't seen.
Oh yeah, it's
anywhere,
probably in
Yes.
Asia, yeah, or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the countries with English is not spoken, so we use TEFL, teaching English as a foreign language. But then, like Europe and what is that, Australia or United States of America, use kind of term TESOL. Yeah. So I think they are similar. I mean, teaching English for non-native English speaker. So
yeah, I also talk to my students that in Asia, it is so familiar with the term TEFL. Like TEFL certification is much popular here. Yeah. So let's have a look and focus on our speaker today. I would like to invite all the students to ask questions. That you probably have questions, please.
okay.
Yeah, you can ask here.
Can we listen to Andres first? Maybe would you like sharing us about your experience as TESOL teacher at EF? I mean, facing international student, is it?
Yeah, I mean, I started back in June, so I've been with EF San Diego for about 4 months, and we have students from all around the world, but mostly Europe right now. I'm actually waiting for my first Indonesian student. I still haven't got any Indonesian students.
I want it.
Come over here. I miss speaking in Indonesian, but right now, let me see. I think in the past 4 months, I've had already over like 200 different students, but most of my students last month were from Japan. Also, but most of my students right now are from France and Spain and Belgium, so mostly Europeans. Also have a lot of Latin American students from like Chile, Ecuador, Peru. So my classes like a month ago, because right now it's mostly French, but a month ago it was very like diverse. And I teach because we teach we have like 11 different levels in school, and I teach like the very, very, very beginning level. So I get like the students that are like zero English to like a little bit of English. And most of the time I speak very like slowly to the students, and then I also do a lot of like hand signals, and they sometimes they don't understand. I have to like explain it again, and then they don't understand, so I have to do it like 5 different ways before I try to do it in their language. But it's been like, a very interesting experience because you do get to meet people from like around the world.
Yeah.
And I get to like share my culture with the students. They get to share their culture with me. We also get to talk about San Diego because I just moved to San Diego 4 months ago. So it's like a interesting mix. But yeah.
Oh, wow. I'm wondering, are they really novice? Like they start to learn English from the very beginning?
um
Or,
Not really. So right now the level that I teach is A1 2, so beginner number 2, but we do have beginner 1, and my manager wanted me to teach that level, but I told him that most of the students that I have gotten in the past like know at least a little bit of English, because I feel
oh,
like a level like that would make sense in a place like Indonesia or France, or wherever the main language is not English. But I feel like I would tell my manager that I would find it really difficult for a student to come from wherever they're from all the way here with zero English. Like that would be very, very, very difficult. So
yeah.
that's why, let me see, last month I did have like let me see, 2 French students and 1 Italian
Mhm.
that I would
Oh,
talk to them and they would just look at me like, I don't understand.
oh, wow.
Okay, let me
So,
try
Such
again.
a
And I would
great
like do it
experience, yeah.
again. Yeah, and I
so
would repeat
when
it again. But they do have some knowledge of English. None of them are like 000. But yeah.
so are they adult learner or maybe just like who has graduated from?
How old are them in
No, most
general?
of them are, the
At
average
school.
age in my classes is between 16 and like 22.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
I had the experience when I
Yeah,
was there
my
last
my
time.
oldest student has been like 47, I think. I also had like
Oh,
an 86-year-old. I get a lot of like 25, 26, 27, 28, but most of them are between 16 and 23, 22.
oh,
So
wow. That seems so interesting that your students are coming from different countries. Yeah. It must be great
yes,
experience,
that
Andres.
was excited when we
Yeah.
can be in the middle of people around the world.
Mhm.
Was excited. I was at Syracuse University. Do you know that? Okay, at
Where?
the time, Syracuse University, New York, last time.
Oh, Syracuse.
Several years ago. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
long time ago. Okay, so is there any question?
Yeah, the students, you want to ask the question, please know?
Yep. Okay.
So,
Hi, Res. So,
Ilham or who's
oh
it?
yeah.
Yeah. So we have some
Nida.
students who raise the hand. I guess this is the voice from Nida, right?
Yep.
Or yeah. You can take
Yeah.
turn
Okay.
one by one. Yeah.
So, Andres, relating to your story that you were teaching the Japanese student and friends and other etc., I was wondering that I was ever once, it's such a voluntary to be a volunteer too. I was teaching English to the kiddos in super village in Indonesia. You know that in Indonesia we have, instead of bahasa Indonesia, we have also regional language.
Yeah.
So at the time, the students, the kiddos that I taught, they cannot speak bahasa very well. They cannot speak bahasa Indonesia very well, but they are really fluent in speaking the regional language itself. But the hard thing is that I was coming from different that region, so I cannot understand the regional language. My question is that how can I deal with that situation, because it was super hard time for me to teach English while the student cannot understand what I speak and I cannot understand what they speak. So it was yeah. So how do you deal with that? I think it's kind of like a
Um,
bit same as yours.
yeah. So things that I have done are, I try to find commonalities between the students and myself. So things that, we share in common, maybe like hobbies or something, so I can like, you know, talk to them about something that they like. And also I actually had to, I have like on my phone, I have like notes of a bunch of like Japanese words because
Oh,
so just learning like the very basic classroom, language from your like students' languages, I feel like could help. I mean, I'm not fluent in Japanese or German or, Chinese, or Mandarin, but I know like a little bit to, for them to, when they do something good, I'll be like, yeah, good job. Like in their language, they're like, oh my God, oh wow. Like, so that also like cheers them up and they're like, oh my God, this teacher, he's trying to communicate with me, even though like maybe I don't understand English as much. He's at least trying to pronounce things in my language for me to like do better. But yeah, I feel like in cases like that, try to also find things in common between the students. For example, I had last month, I had a student from Germany that right now she feels very homesick because she's gonna stay like 9 months. And then I also have another one from France, same thing. She's staying 9 months. She like they both started crying, and I was like, it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be okay. And I told her like, this other student is going through the same that you are. So you should talk to them and try to find things in common with you guys, and just like talk to one another. So one of the big things that I do in my classes is that even though that the students are from different countries or religions or whatever, um, I try to show them that everyone in the class is like a family, and they are there to support one another, and they're also yeah, like there to help each other. And they might be going through similar things, they might be feeling in same way, so they can help one another and understand one another. So,
yeah.
All right. I think Andres has applied what we call as engagement, to engage our students so that they can feel happily when they have to study in a far away country.
You support the student not only from the educational thing, but also the psychological thing, like when they need to adjust with an American culture. Do you still remember, Andres, when you were in Indonesia? We also did that, like while learning Bahasa Indonesia and local language, also adjusting with the culture. So
Maybe
I remember it very clearly.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
I would tell Aini that I think I had a different experience from white volunteers, because Indonesians tend to think that I'm also Indonesian. They would speak to me like in Indonesian all the time. I'd be like, no, like I don't understand what you're saying. They're like, like orang Indonesia, yeah. I'm like, no, I'm not.
Yeah.
And then
I'm
they would
sorry
be like,
about that.
yes,
Yeah.
like, yes. So I had to learn Indonesian faster so that I could defend myself and being like, no, I am not Indonesian. So yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
why
I also had some volunteers that is like Asian American, and then most of the students think they were Indonesian, but after they talk to the volunteer, that why the accent is so American and the
Yeah,
English.
no, I mean, I experienced that a lot. I know, like, Latin America is like on the other side of the world to Indonesia.
Oh
So
yeah,
whenever I would say like, no, like I'm Latino, Indonesians would be like, I don't know what that is. It's like, we do
yeah,
exist, but
yeah.
yeah, I experienced that. And I remember one time someone was like, I just don't understand why your English is so good. I'm like, because I'm American, like I'm
What?
not
Yeah.
Indonesian. Like,
thank
I keep
you.
telling you, I am not Indonesian. And another time someone said like, okay, but are your parents Indonesian? And I was like, no, they're not from Indonesia. Okay, but are your grandparents Indonesian? No, they're not
No.
Indonesian. Someone from your family must be from Indonesia. And I was like, I know where my family comes from. We're not
Yes, sorry.
Indonesian.
Oh
So
my
So
God, we
sorry.
are sorry about
no,
that.
now I just laugh about it because it's
Yeah.
funny to me. At the time, it would be frustrating at times because it's like, oh my God, like how many times do I have to tell you I am not
The
Indonesian?
pressure,
But now it's
yeah.
like, oh, whatever. Yeah.
Okay,
So
just
don't
forget
worry.
it. All right,
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
think
Thank you for sharing.
many more students raise their hands.
Yeah.
So
Firnas?
yes, Firnas first, then Asmi and Khairun Faiza. Please, Firnas.
Yes, thank you for asking. Okay, I'm Firnas from English Department of the I would like to ask, since you teach many background of students from different countries, then for the very beginning, you said that your students, most of them has very only basics of English. Then how can you start the teaching? Maybe the first method that you use, because in Indonesia, we know that most of students don't use English, right? So they have also zero basic in English. Then how we can teach them the appropriate way? Because in Indonesia, many teachers like still use like drilling grammar, but without less application about that. And so, what your experience in teaching some such students like that? Maybe.
Okay, thank you, Firnas.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
And
Well, I mean, obviously it's different from how I teach here to how I taught in Indonesia. Because in Indonesia, I do know that you guys focus a lot in grammar and a
A
lot on
lot.
mistake, a
I'm a
lot of
grammar
mistakes.
teacher, Andres. You can imagine how hard
No,
I am
no, no.
talking to.
See, for me, I'm not the best in grammar actually. So I'm actually kind of happy in the level that I teach because we don't cover a lot of grammar. But whenever I
Yeah.
introduce little things, my students are like, I don't understand. It's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
And
good
then
thing is, just the past simple or the present simple. So it's easier to explain. Um, but I mean, let me see, because I see the thing is that I understand because I taught in Indonesia. I tried to teach in Indonesia. I know how Indonesia is. And with my partner teachers, when I was in Banyuwangi, they wanted to just do grammar, and the students wouldn't speak in English because they were afraid of mistakes.
I
But
agree.
I kept telling them, I don't care if you make mistakes, because
yes.
why should I care? Everyone makes mistakes, and that is how you learn a language, right?
Yeah.
Whenever I would speak in Indonesian, they'll be like, "Oh, teacher," I'm like, "Exactly. I am going to make many mistakes in Indonesian because I never grew up with Indonesian. So just as much as I make mistakes in Indonesian, it's okay for you guys to make mistakes in English." Um, let's see, but I mean, I am a teacher that really likes to engage my students. I try to not just do everything from the book. Even if, as I said, yes, they were from different countries or different backgrounds, whatever. I try, as I said, I'm very like showing my hands. I speak with my hands. So sometimes when they don't understand, like, repeat, or like, did you
Use the
listen? Do you
gesture.
understand? Are you
Yeah.
thinking? Stuff like that. So then, even if they don't speak the same language, like same regional language or whatever, doing stuff like that with your hands, they're gonna get it most of the time. Um,
And
and
that works,
also,
yeah.
as I said, like I like me, I this past month with the class I had, I didn't do many games, but I also don't like just giving the students like, here's the reading, do the end, go, do the questions, then we're gonna correct it. That's it. No, I try to engage them in different ways, like having them talk in pairs. Like last month when I said I had a lot of French, most of the students were French. I had like 10 French and like 7 that were not French. So I tried to pair them up with people that didn't speak their languages as much as possible. The ones that would only speak French, I would like, do not speak in French. And I would like stand by them just to make sure that they were speaking in English.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
also I know that you have students that obviously might be the same background, same everything. Um, Sometimes what I would do too, even if they were, the same, they had the same language background, is to pair the ones that are higher level with the lower level ones, because then that way they can help each other. And also the higher level one is not going to be like, oh, say this, say that, say blah blah blah, because the other one person actually has to try to communicate with the other one. So yeah.
Yes.
Oh, that's great.
Great. I think it is about when we teach in TEFL by ini, it's about communicative language teaching. I ask my students to remember when you are an English teacher, English is language, so it is not a kind of structure or grammar or whatever make our student communicate well. Yeah. Do you agree with me? No. So
yeah, so
it is,
yeah, in
yeah.
TEFL theory, we have communicative language.
Mhm.
So even if you don't speak what your students' first language speak, Andres, do you keep on going speaking English? I mean, using English, or you sometimes speak in their language?
So I try as much as possible not to speak in their
Okay,
language.
That
That's not
works.
the
that's
case.
great.
Sometimes they also ask me things in like French or English or Portuguese,
Oh,
but then I'm like, I don't understand whatever language you're speaking right now. Ask me.
Yeah.
So then they're like,
yes.
okay, how do you say blah 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 in English? It's like, okay, at least they tried to say that. Then
Yeah.
I will, tell them. But
Mm.
a lot of times they do. If they really just don't understand it, like, okay, this is how you say it in Spanish or French. They're like, oh, okay,
Oh
okay, okay.
yeah, that's great. So I wish I could do that to my student. Like I don't understand Bahasa Indonesia, but actually I
You
understand.
should, because then they're forced to speak in English.
Yeah, and I often say that in my class, Andres. Like I was born in California. I don't understand Bahasa. But then my student is like, so another side is I think it's just for sharing that I am an English teacher for grammar class. So I got a lot of time so far to train them to speak grammar. Though I know that if they learn grammar that much, they wouldn't speak. They wouldn't start speaking because. So I agree on what you said. Like your experience in Indonesia, Indonesian curriculum talk a lot about the grammar as well. So yeah, it's being quite complex. But I personally enjoy teaching because I love teaching English, and I hope the students enjoy also. But then sometimes they feel pressure on the grammar thing. But I just try to make it like to switch to focus on speaking or something, and then that's it.
Okay, thank you, Bu Aini.
Yeah.
All right, next, let's go to the next participant, Azmi. I think it is your chance. Go on.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you. Hi, Andres. Since you had been in Indonesia, I think you know well how English education in Indonesia. Teaching English as a foreign language in Indonesia uh, is being taught for only 1 or 2 hours per week, and that includes for theory and practice itself. It's it's really complicated, I guess, because the time is so limited, and the practice sometimes we don't practice. So what do you think about it? Should we make it longer, or should we do anything to improve our TFL? Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, I would definitely suggest that you do make it longer, because 1 to 2 hours is not enough. I would say
English is about
maybe
practice, isn't
like,
it?
yeah, 1 or 2 hours every day, but not a week, right? Because I was like, when you were saying that, I was like, if I say like I want to learn Indonesian, but I just practice 1 hour or 2 hours a week, I'm not really learning anything, right? And if I have here, I don't have anyone to practice Indonesian with. So then it's also like, well, it's just like there, somewhere in my mind, but not, if you don't get to practice it, then yeah, obviously, that's also a problem. But yeah, you guys definitely need to bump up the hours.
Yeah, we need to pump up
Exactly.
the
Exactly.
hours.
How about the curriculum? Do you have any suggestion? I mean, should we make an environment of English speaking or something?
Yes, definitely. I feel like, because right now it's mostly grammar, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you definitely should include other skills, not just grammar. Definitely have communication classes, also like listening, reading. But the most important ones for me personally are vocabulary, listening,
Yeah.
and speaking.
Speaking.
Because I'm actually also teaching 2 vocabulary classes right now, and my new students, I tell them, like, the best way for you to be able to speak a new language is to have a lot of knowledge in vocabulary.
You know, yes.
But the more vocabulary that you learn, the better for you to express yourself. So even if you do like a lot of grammar, but you also, study a lot of vocabulary, you're gonna have a lot in your head to be able to speak to people.
To
So that,
process the sentences.
So yes, as me, maybe our latest curriculum. We don't think we focus on grammar only, but yeah, maybe it is like it has been terlanjur. What is in English? Why ini terlanjur? So English teachers tend to teach grammar all the time.
Oh, I know that word. Yeah, it's like a fossilization.
Fossilization, right? Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
On our
Fossilized,
head that
that's been
that we need to
fossilized.
learn grammar all the time. Like grammar is all my life. Oh my God, that's it.
Our curriculum emphasize the use of literacy. Yes, in K13 we have many method or teaching model that emphasize on communicative way, not only grammar.
Yeah, I think it is also integrated learning from core skills, listening, speaking, writing, but with only once a week. So that's the complex problem where we have all the things covered into once, but we only want. Also, Andres, I'm wondering if maybe United States of America in their schools, do you apply a certain curriculum which is the same all over the years? Because Indonesia is very complex. I can say that the curriculum is always changed, like every 4 years, and then it's quite stressful for us. It's such a pressure usually, but then we survive. All is well so far. And then the teacher and the students adjust to that situation. And what about there in the United States? How's the curriculum model at school?
Do you mean like where I teach, or like in general for school?
In general?
It can be both in a formal school,
educational
in general,
system.
And and
I mean, I know that you do have curriculums, but I actually don't know how to answer your question because I'm not familiar with the other side of education in that area. But I have not taught, but assisted in elementary schools, and the teachers do say that like I think you have a curriculum, the same curriculum, maybe like every 5 years. I'm not sure, but yeah.
Okay. Oh, what about the lesson plan? Does it also change, or the teacher made the lesson plan as they wish or as they want?
I feel like that depends on the school, but so I have been teaching the class that I've been teaching since June. So I have like all the materials already for that class, and that is the class that I keep teaching. Because I'm the only A1, the beginner levels teacher right now. So I haven't really like gone up to the other levels, but I know my fellow colleagues, the other teachers, sometimes they move up levels, so they have to create their own materials again, everything. But for like education first, we do get to like be on our same level again. So we just use the same materials again and again and again. Yeah.
So Andres, can I say that the teacher make the material by themselves from the student's need, and then you apply to your student, and it is up to the teacher what kind of material you want to teach? So you decide.
Well, for EF, we do have books. We have books that EF provides. So we are supposed to follow the books, but also I remember when I started working there, they said, as long as you are somehow like doing the goals for that week, you can do anything else. Like you can talk about other things. So I actually, my students, I have been including a lot of things that are not on the book because the book that I teach, let me see. So we have 6 units. Then unit 1 is time. Second one is seasons. The third one is, oh my God, I forgot. I think it's like free time. Then it's health, home, and then around town. So, you know, just directions, prepositions, and all of that. But for my class, because it's the beginner level, you don't really teach a lot of like the past simple, the future, the, you know, other things that I think are important for any student, regardless of the level. So for my classes, I do teach them the past simple, and I do start to teach them about, you know, future tense and just like things that I have noticed that they need that can benefit them in the next levels.
Yeah, okay. So when you
That's
talk about
good.
the model, we also have that one. If you still remember when you were in Indonesia, we have LKS, like the model. Yeah, so we use also such those as etc. Cecilia raised the hand, or Khairun Fauzia.
Khairun Fauzia, I think she is the first.
Oh, okay.
Khairun, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am, and Mr. Andres, thank you so much for the opportunity. I see that in teaching English as a foreign language, there are many methods that we can apply when teaching. But how can we determine the appropriate method in teaching, whether seen from the material to be delivered or see the situation and conditions in the class first? Thank you.
Oh, teaching method. Okay.
Let's see. I would focus on your students, okay? Because even though that, yes, we have this curriculum that we have to follow, we have these lesson plans that we're supposed to follow, we the teachers are the ones that get to know the students. So the more that you know your students, the better that it is for you and the easier that it is for you to help them in the areas that they are having difficulty with, that they struggle. So I think, you know, you can also use like the materials, as you said, and all of that by knowing specifically what your students need. So yeah, I feel like, yes.
Identifying our students' need by knowing them well before we actually present our material. So yeah, we need to know our students' need. Especially
I mean,
when
and
it
like
is,
if you already have a curriculum that's set up, you can obviously you can go follow along with those lesson plans, and you know, but sometimes, you know, I have classes where I thought that something was easy and my students didn't get it at all. So it's like, oh, okay, it was too hard. So then I have to redo it and make it easier. Or sometimes I have something that I think it's hard and they like fly through it. So it's like, okay. So, you know, even if you have the same curriculum, every class is going to be different. The classes that I was teaching two of the same one. So I had a class that was like, they were more advanced in that class, but then I had like a lazy class.
Yes,
parties,
we do.
Class,
we also have.
they wouldn't do anything. So that one, like the grammar and everything was like down here, while the other one was right here. And they just took a test, a progress test to like go up to the next level last week. My good class, most of them were like up here. My bad class were like down here. So, you know, also like even if you have the same curriculum, same lesson plans, every class is going to be different because, you know, you have students with different skills in each one of them.
Yeah,
yes.
I think I agree that lesson plan is basically the textual guide for the teacher, but that in practice, I mean, in fact, that the teacher just can take turn like to any material which the teacher think it is the easier for the students first. Yeah, this is a random question, Andres. When you were in master degree in TESOL, did you learn about the specific theory or strategy about the method strategy like discovery learning or communicative English teaching? Like I know in Indonesia we learned that much. What about you guys there?
We did have a class about theories and methods and all of that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. Okay.
Theoretical knowledge is it comforts. It comforts. Yeah, communicative competence, Noam Chomsky, and many more.
Yeah, Cecilia.
No, I think okay, Cecilia first.
Yeah, Cecilia first.
Yes. Okay. Thank you. Hello, Mr. Andreas. It's really nice to meet you. My name is Cecilia Faima Faradiba, and I'm talking about curriculum and method. So in Indonesia, I think one of the suitable method for our curriculum is cooperative method. Do you also use this method in your classroom? And if you do, could you please tell me the reasons why you use this method, and also what kind of activities that you bring in your classroom? Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, another term.
Can you give me a quick info of the cooperative method? I feel like
Like student grouping or something like that.
Okay, I think you have done, Andres, like grouping the students with the high level with the lower one.
Student grouping.
Yeah. So yes, I mean, I do, I do pair the students. I have them in groups. I try to, as I told Koirun, is make sure you know what type of students you have in your class. Make sure you know which ones are the good students, the not so good students, the lazy students, the high level students, you have all personalities in your classroom. So, once you start getting a feel of your students, you can definitely, pair them better and more easily. Are you also like asking me how I pair them up or what do,
Yes.
How you pair them?
How do I typically pair them? I actually usually I'm like, do you guys just want to choose? And they're like, no, you choose. I'm like,
yeah, the same happened here in my student.
As I told you, I have like 10 French, and it's like, okay, let me try to separate the French. But there's different ways. I mean, you could, at some point, I was like, let me try something new. And I just had like a little box. I wrote down their names, put all the papers inside, and I was like, okay, here, get a paper. Okay, then they got the paper. Oh, okay, then you're with that person. Okay, this person. Okay. I know some of the other teachers, I haven't tried it in my class because I feel like my students wouldn't really understand it. But some of the other teachers, they do a game to pair up where you tell the students that they go around in a circle, then they have to look down, then they look up, and whoever they make eye contact with, that is going.
That's the pair.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's different ways. You can also, just have another one of my friends, another teacher. She goes on a website where you can make like a spin the wheel.
Spin wheel, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Like, okay,
that's interesting.
Yeah. So, there's like a lot of different ways. So maybe later I can share with Aini some of like the websites I know make those spinning wheels or games or, all of that.
Please, yeah.
But yeah, in my class, I feel like for my class, I just tell them because they are at a very low level. So if I do it in other ways, they're just gonna like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
So for me, I have to give them direction. But I know that other classes, they do pair them up in different ways or in groups and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Andres, I have one question. I just curious from the beginning. Do you teach students who are going to study in the university or just person who wants to live in United States for a long time so that?
So I actually have gotten a lot of different students. I have students that tell me that, they want to learn because they want to live in the US, others that because they want to study in a university in the US. I have some that tell me that they need it because of their jobs. I have multiple girls that tell me that they work in jewelry, like all of that, with necklaces, all of that. So they need to be able to speak English. Some that were like electricians or in mechanics or like everywhere. Or some of the younger ones, the ones that usually don't want to do anything in class, tell me that their parents made them go. So you get like
it mix, yeah. So it's different when you teach a student who are going to the university. That's quite different, I guess.
Yeah, because because also you see their motivation. Like usually the ones that actually are doing it for a good reason, they like pay more attention in class. But the ones that were forced, to go, they don't care.
So it is same here, right?
Yeah, the same. Like we also have the students who learn because of the parents send them.
Mm-mm.
And yeah, I think I learn English because I want to live in the US, Andres, like the one you said
Oh,
before.
Invite her, Andres. Okay, now we
We
have.
also have.
We need more teachers. So
Oh yeah.
Ah. But Ani
Next.
apply. Okay, Ubaidillah, I think Ubaidillah here. Go on, Ubaidillah. Hello.
Yes, thank you for the opportunity. Actually, I'm sorry, my signal is kind of bad right here.
No problem.
But I do want to ask a question, Mr. Andres. I've wrote it. I wrote it in the chat box, but I want to read it.
Oh,
What
read
do
them.
you do to make the learning process more effective, but in a short period of time? Because we know that in a class we are limited by sometime maybe 1 hour or 1 hour and a half. So what will you do, or what do you do to make this learning process is effective, but at the same time it's fun for the students itself? So that's what I want to ask.
okay, the
Thank
egg
you.
cut off, but
Yeah.
Can you
Yes.
hear me
That happens
Yes,
well?
Ubaidillah.
everywhere.
Yes, Ubaidillah. I think Andres has already understood.
I also,
Oh.
Andres, do you teach online or in a classroom?
in person. In person.
Oh, in a person, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Not online
Yeah.
class. Then.
Yeah, some of the classes that we teach, they are online. But last year, I taught a whole year online. So I
Wow.
told my manager, if you want me to teach, they better not be on Zoom because I will not teach Zoom. So they are in
Oh,
person.
yeah.
Yeah. And let's see, Ubaidillah. So to answer your question, our blogs, I teach 2 blogs per class and they are 80 minutes long. So it seems like a lot, but also, sometimes it goes by really fast. So usually what I do is that I start with either reading or listening because that is usually what the students don't want to do. That is their least favorite activity, but usually that gets them into the material. So either a listening assignment or a reading assignment. Then I um I introduce whatever new material I have, like if it's a grammar or if it's vocabulary or something, then we go over it and we practice. I have the students sometimes like create sentences or give them worksheets that have that grammar, where they can practice making questions or answers or negatives or all of that. And then we correct them as a class. So the way that my class is set up though, because we have 80 minutes, then we have a 10-minute break, and then we have another 80 minutes. So usually we just call them blocks. So usually the first block it's not the boring stuff, but it's just like the stuff that the students don't want to do. So it's like the reading, the listening, maybe some writing.
I see.
But then the second one is like the more applied one, the more fun one, where I actually have them produce material, or sometimes I have them do presentations. Let me see, like a couple of weeks ago, we had what was it? I think it was like hobbies. So then, I introduced a lot of different hobbies and also collocations that go with the hobbies. So then we did like the grammar first. So like the collocations, like do you say play pool or do pool or go to the pool, blah, blah, blah. Then I actually pair them up and put them in groups. I think it was like 3 or 4. And then I said like, okay, imagine that you guys are going to go to like a vacation together for a week. So now you guys are going to tell me where you are going, what type of activities you're doing, information on those activities. So, something like that. And then, they did it. So uh, I just feel like for you, it's good to just balance the class, make sure you have a balance in them. make sure that it's not, just grammar, just listening. Make sure that you have like as many skills as possible in there, like either just, if you're going to do listening, make sure that you also have a speaking. If you're going to do reading and vocabulary, make sure that you also have a writing skill in there somewhere. So, just make sure you pair up the classes, they're balanced. They're not very like grammar heavy. Otherwise, their students are just not going to focus, because if you have grammar for an hour, the next hour they don't care, right? So
Okay.
make sure you
Okay,
include
okay.
fun things and activities in them.
Yes, I do agree that. So various activities are encouraged to be applied in the classroom. So short with meaningful activities. I think that's great idea. Okay, that's is that answering your question, Ubaidillah?
Okay.
Okay, thank
Yes,
you
I
very
think
much.
I got his point. Thank you.
Okay, so I have also my student in micro teaching. We have like curriculum in our department, address curriculum that they have to practice teaching before they go to the school. Yes, I encourage them to make the activities varied, not only one kinds of method in during the lesson. Yeah, for example, 1 hour only teaching grammar, that's not good at all, I think. All right, so we have Rika. Rika, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. Hello, Mr. Andres. I just wondering about the performance of the teacher when they teach the students. I can conclude that we also need the method, and then how can we teach in interactive way to the students. But is our performance like as greeting them to the hey students, or hi students? Is it influence their motivation to learn English? Because many students in Indonesia, or I also ever met the students that they are not interested in this subject at all. So if we just ask them to do this, to do this, I think it's, oh no, I'm not interested in it at all. So please don't ask me to do this. All yeah. So how to overcome that problem? Thank you.
Okay, yeah, no problem. So it definitely influences your classroom if you the way you greet them, and just the way that you are acting with them. Because I mean, when I started, I was a very like, ooh, teacher. I'm like, oh my God. And like, what? But then I had a class that just like drained out all the energy and patience from me. So I just became like a normal, like, okay, I'm not, I just came here to like teach. If they don't care, they don't care. But I do, as teachers, it is hard, obviously. And sometimes you need to fake it, that you're happy and like, motivated. Even if they are like not motivated, you still have to try. Because even if you have a class full of students that don't care and they are not motivated, you maybe will have like one or two that will completely change their behavior just because you keep, like being motivated and trying, giving them courage. Let's see. Let me see. I was gonna answer your second question, but I forgot what I was gonna say. So I know. Well, this is different because for my students, I mean, I don't think you can do that in Indonesia. I'm actually
What is
not
that?
sure, but here, whenever I start a class with new students, I tell them my rules and the expectations that I have for all of them. Then I also have a Google Classroom that I created, and they can go check the material, they can check the rules and everything. And then not in the past month, but when I had summer students, so the summer students mostly came to San Diego to party. They didn't really come to learn anything. So I had a lot of like attitude. I had a lot of unmotivated students, and just students that I was like, why do they even come here? Like, I don't understand. So we do have some rules that if the student is not doing anything, well, depending on the teacher, but so I'm like, these are my rules. And I tell my students, if you come to my class to sleep, do not come to my class. If you come to my class to just be on your phone, do not come to my class. If you come to my class under something like alcohol or something, do not come to my class. So, and also, I have had to kick out students in the past. So here for this program, they really care about their attendance, because if they have an attendance that is below 80%, the school will not give them their certificate that they were here and that, you know, they passed whatever level. So they really care about attendance. But so I, you know, if they're not trying, if they just come and they're on their phone, then it's like, well, you're not doing anything in my class, so I'm gonna kick you out of my class. And I tell them, you know, different teachers have different methods, but me, I learned fast not to give them a lot of chances, because, you know, some teachers like tell them like, you get 3 warnings if, but then the third warning, you never get there because the student is pushing you, but then not really. So I just give them 2 warnings. I say like, if I see you, I tell my students they can use their phones for translating, but not for anything else. If I see them on Instagram, on Snapchat, on TikTok, whatever, then it's like, okay, this is your first warning. If I see you again, bye-bye, see you next class. So then they know that they can't. But I know other teachers will tell them like, okay, you know, do push-ups if you're speaking in French, or, you know, do this or do extra whatever for whatever reason. So yeah, I don't think in Indonesia you can just kick out the student and be like, okay, bye. But, or I don't know if you can, but if you can, I suggest you start doing that, because that also, you know, obviously that then they feel bad, because then it's like, oh, okay, I got kicked
Yes,
out.
we use our feeling sometimes.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes they need that. Sometimes they need it, because that will make them change their attitude completely. I had a student in summer that like didn't care, didn't anything. He came to my class and I even asked him, I was like, why do you even come if you're not gonna do anything? And he said, oh, I just care about my attendance. Like, that's the only reason I come. And I told him, okay, but you know my rules. You need to be both mentally and physically in class. Because if I just see your body in here, but your mind is somewhere else, I don't know, wherever it is, guess what? You're not getting attendance. So then that completely like changed him. And now he cared more and he participated and like did everything. So I don't know. I feel like it is hard to tackle that, because you do find students that are just like not motivated as much as you try. So we do get, you know, every now we do get some of those students. So it's hard to try to cheer them up. But like, as I said in the beginning, you know, maybe try to find commonalities between you and the student. Maybe you can help them with that. Like if they like anime or they like sports or they like whatever, maybe, you know, give them an assignment that has to do with anime or with reading or with, you know, fashion or something that they're interested in, so that you can show them that they actually have the skills to, you know, do well in a language. They just need to find what they're interested in to continue learning the language.
Yes, I do agree, Andres. You know what, like we have 3 domains in education, like affective, and then cognitive, and also psychomotoric. And then affective one, I don't think teachers should forget about that. Being disciplined and being responsible students are, I think we can teach that to our students. So we make our student disciplined with what is that? The assignment they have to do in our class. So I too agree with your idea. If you come to the class without any intention, so just go out from my class. That's great idea. Okay, good. Rika, you can follow his rule maybe.
Oh yeah, I think it's very interesting. So I can conclude that the rule from the teacher is not bad, and the teacher is not killer person or killer teacher, I think.
Okay, good. Okay, Bu Aini, do we need more time or how many more?
Andres, Andres, what about you? Do you have Are
Okay.
you willing to answer one more question from our student, or what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
okay right
Okay.
now, so
Eva, do
I
you
don't
want to
have to
ask a
speak
question?
yet. It's fine.
Okay, thank you very
Thank you
much.
so much.
We have enthusiast
Okay, thank you
participants.
very much.
Eva, I don't think it is clear.
I start, Miss.
Yes,
Yeah,
go
for
on.
sure. Go on.
Okay, thank you for the opportunities. And here my question is, have you ever had a student who has a poor comprehension skill and how to handle them? I mean, they're not really easy to understand your material very well. Okay, thank you, Mr. Andres.
Yes, I have had a couple of those. So if they don't understand like what I am doing, I actually had that today because one of my lower level French students, also he doesn't pay attention a lot in class, but like yesterday or 2 days ago, I did ordinal numbers, like first, second, third, all of that. And then today in the exercise in the book, they had some of those exercises. And then I heard him in French telling his friends, like, oh my God, I don't understand anything. I don't understand this. I don't know what to do, blah, 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 blah. So then I had the students work on some worksheets. And then I sat next to him and I explained it to him. I was like, okay, remember we did this already. This is, first, second, third, fourth, for 11, 12, 13th, you don't say the, ST and D or the. And I also told him like, okay, tell me what this is in French. Okay, what is this in French? What is this in French? So then for me to also know that he was understanding. But when you have students like that, it's good to, if you have time, because I know as teachers, we don't have time. But if you can give the other students, like an activity where they can do independent work and they're just working by themselves, then you can focus on that student, because then those students need an extra push. They need extra help. And I know it's hard because sometimes we have big classes with many, many students. But if you can find time for those students, they will really appreciate it, and you're gonna start to see more and more development in their skills. I also had, she's not bad in English, but she's deaf. So, and at school we have to wear face masks. But then she told me at the beginning, she's like, teacher, just so you know, I am deaf. I cannot hear. And she's from Germany. And she said, this is my first time in like a normal school. So I said, okay, thank you for telling me. So what I did is I pulled down my mask when I'm away from the students so that she can read my lips. And I make sure that I go slow for her and I repeat it for her to understand. And then also I told the students, I said like, well, I asked her, I said, is it okay for me to tell the class that you're deaf? She said, yes, absolutely. So then I told the class, I said, okay, guys, this student is deaf. Make sure that if I pair you up with her, you come to her. She's not gonna go to you. You come to her. And also you pull down your mask when you're speaking to her because she needs to read your lips. So, there are definitely different can do for students, maybe just not with comprehension issues, but also maybe they have disabilities. If you can find better ways to support them, then do that. Okay.
Okay, very great, I think. So knowing our student well, Eva, yeah? Maybe next time when you have students who has maybe lower level of comprehension, you approach him, you approach her. Yeah, maybe you treat him better than the other student. Okay, I think because it is Jum'ah, Jum'ah for the boys, I think we need to have two more questions. Is it okay, Andres?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
I'm gonna invite Ibu Nurmala actually because she is practitioner in teaching English. Ibu Mala, do you mind to
maybe
share?
Bu Masita also has a question in
Yeah.
the chat box.
Oh, Bu Masito,
Would you?
would you like to open your camera, Bu Masito? And
Yeah. So her question
it is the
shortly is
question.
about methods to teach English that we have already discussed actually at the previous. Yeah, and also what is your advice about the data method in teaching proposed by one of the experts? Do you follow specific expert, Andres? Like the specific theory from expert?
That method is from Kumarapadi value. If I'm not wrong.
Like some
We
experts are also from the United States as well.
Howard Douglas Brown.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with them, Andres?
With who?
Douglas Brown.
Douglas Brown or Kumarapadi value.
Oh yeah, I've heard of him. It was a while ago. I was like, wait.
Oh yeah, it's a long time ago that we still use the theory as well. And also probably I think the
last question is good, Mbak Aini. Is related. It is related to media, teaching media. So you mentioned earlier that you are more concerned with the needs of your student in supporting learning. Do you need to include some properties such as pictures or I think I remember you mentioned about gadget, then you use
Yes.
their language?
Yes, I definitely do. Actually, in our school, most of the classrooms have like glass walls. But I told my manager because of my level, I need a room with walls so that I can posters up or pictures or something. We do have projectors in our classrooms. So I do get to show like Google Slides, or if they don't understand something, I just go really quick on Google and I show them an image of what I mean. I'm also not a very good artist, but sometimes I try to draw, like if they don't understand something, I'm like, okay, this is a very bad drawing, but this is what I mean. So I do definitely do that. I try to give them as many visuals as I can because they are in a lower level. So you need to see more than just read. The more they see, the better it is for them. So I actually, I mean, I don't know if I could like share my screen, but I wanted to show you actually like the class I did today for vocabulary, my vocabulary class. And this is a like intermediate level class. So the students understand more. I can speak faster because I'm just used to speaking like this, very slow with my class. And I tell the other students like, okay, if I'm speaking slow, please tell me because I'm used to just speaking slow. But I kind of wanted to show you like, if I can, like kind of like what I did with the class and why I did it and blah blah blah.
Yes, I think it is okay if you want to share.
Okay, so let me see. Okay, so let's see. So this is what I did with my class today, actually. So I teach this class called Vocabulary 2A, 2A meaning intermediate level.
Fashion, Bu Aini like this topic?
Yeah, so usually I just tell them like the goals of the day. I had mentioned to them that last week I mentioned to them, no, actually Tuesday and Monday, that I wanted to create vocabulary journals with them. So I just bought a bunch of notebooks and I gave it to them. So actually I was showing them today, like this is an example of like one that I was doing, because for vocabulary, I told them that, a lot of times people just want to try to memorize words. It's like, let me see, like, when I was in Indonesia, it's like, what is this word? Oh, okay, this is the word in English. But then if you try to memorize that, it's going to be in your mind for a little bit. It's not going to be there for the long term. So the best way to learn vocabulary is to actually use it. So I told the students, okay, I'm going to give you vocabulary journals. So either you're going to split the page or you're going to use one page. You're going to write your own definition, not a definition from the dictionary. You are going to draw something, like make examples, visuals. You are going to write synonyms or antonyms. You are going to write a sentence that you create with your own, like within your own using this word so that it sticks better. So this is like the example I was showing you. I told them, like, for example, if it's dessert,
Desert.
I have like the definition, like my own definition, something that is sweet and delicious. Then I have synonyms and antonyms, the form of speech, so it's a noun, and then a sentence that I made and examples. Then I also have like spicy, and I gave them like different ways that they could do it. So then this is what I was showing them today. I said, like, these are like the one that I just showed you from my notebook is this one right here. You have definition, sentence, synonyms, part of speech, and examples. Or there's also this other form, especially if you're learning vocabulary, it's good for you. Then I had the students do a discussion. So I paired them up with different language backgrounds. And I said, like, okay, because the topic today was fashion. So what is fashion to you? Blah, 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 blah. Then I just went over important vocabulary terms that I think they should know or, have in their memory somewhere. Then other terms, and then like types of fashion, different ways. So as you can see here, I do have visuals so that they can see what I mean, like what is matchy, what is casual, what is business casual. Also giving them examples in class, like, let me see. And then I also, have like a lot of vocabulary. I told them, like, you can take a picture of this and, just study it. Let me see. I also had them, then I had them work on the book. And then I actually did an activity here, which I actually wanted to tell Aini about this because I'm not sure when you say in Indonesia, but this is what it is. And let me see, I need to move this. So from this QR code, I sent them to, this is the exercise I did with them. And so they basically, the QR code took them to this website. And I said, okay, look for a picture that describes your go-to style, like when you go out, and post 2 to 3 sentences explaining why you like it. So, this is like an interactive way to end the class and have them like practice the language that they just learned. So, I gave them like, this is my example. Then this is actually like what my students wrote from classes. So, this is like what they wrote, and they were telling me, like, they were just explaining what it is. But yeah, that's like.
She's mute.
Yeah. That's super interesting, Andres. I also teach an online classroom, and my student is 6 years old. She's a Chinese. I mean, she lives in China, so she doesn't speak Bahasa Indonesia at all, and she only speaks English and Chinese, and I don't understand Chinese, so that's why we communicate in English. Yeah, due to this problem and reason, I also use that, like the one you show us, the vocabulary building. So I use a lot of picture with fashion and shopping, and then that works. So I guess, yeah, it's because she doesn't speak Bahasa Indonesia, so it makes me easier to drill her rather than my Indonesian student, I think. But then, yeah. Thank you for sharing, Andres. That's super important for us to know.
Yes, I think it is inspirative. Great example for us to teach our student next time. Okay, so Mbak Aini, I think so. Can we continue or do we need more?
Yeah, I think it's been like an hour more. So I think, yeah, we should end the session. It's because also it's a Friday. After this, like time to plan. Also, I believe Andres just get off work and then he needs some time to rest. But personally and on behalf of my institution, Andres, IAIN Kediri from English department, and personally me, thank you so much for being available, that you are the best person to go to ask the question about teaching English because you are in that area. And then today you share many things, a lot about teaching media methods, and you're sharing about your experience, which is so great.
Yes.
I couldn't
So
say more,
Andres,
but thank you so much.
yes. Andres, maybe you have some what is that word for us as a pre-service teachers? Maybe you want to share something for the last or the closing statement from you.
Okay, closing statement. Let's see.
Just come to United States and then to learn together. I think that's the closing statement.
I feel like, you know, if you guys like you being interested in this area, right? Always remember why you are doing it, even in those hard days where you have difficult students or anything, or difficult staff or bosses or whatever. Just remind yourself why you are doing it. Okay. You know, like I do it because I like meeting people, I like helping them. So that always keeps me, you know, keeps me motivated. So yeah, just remind yourself why you're doing it.
That's a super motivational work, and that works. Thank you so much, Andres.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
I think Bu Ari is here. Bu Ari, do you want to say something to Andres?
Bu Ari di sini, Kak.
Oh yeah, I'm so sorry for being not be here in the opening because my signal is so bad. And Andreas, I'm so very pleased, and thank you very much for giving your spare time by being available in our event today. That is very nice to have you sharing your experience, and I'm sure that your experience will be inspire us to conduct such kind as your teaching learning strategies. And I do hope you will do not mind if we invite you again next time.
Yeah, just let me know.
Okay.
I would be happy to do it again. Yeah.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, Andreas Geneva. I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name.
Tidak apa-apa.
Oke, Mansur. Iya. Terima kasih banyak, Andreas. And semoga Andreas bisa berkunjung lagi ke Indonesia.
Iya, saya mau banyak. Saya coba tahun lalu tapi pandemi.
Oh iya.
Semoga
tahun ini
satu
atau
hari
tahun depan.
nanti ya.
Yes.
Yeah, later on, someday or in the future, if you probably visit Indonesia, please come to our institution in Kediri, yeah. And then we are very welcome to see you.
Datang ke Kediri and let me know. I will take you go around Kediri again.
Ya, terima kasih.
Sama-sama. Terima kasih.
Aini, you remember my host family lives in Kediri?
Yeah,
I want to surprise them. That's one of my main reasons to go to Indonesia, to surprise my keluarga.
Yeah, please. And do you know that the host family you live in Kediri was me that I look for? So actually, I know them very well because I look for the host family.
My ibu always tells me, kembali, you know, pulang Andres.
Pulang ke Indonesia.
Pulang because this is my home.
Yeah. Also, that's good to know that you still remember bahasa Indonesia, yeah? Wow, that's great.
That's great. Yes.
Why would I forget it?
It is mentioned in his resume, I think. Bahasa Indonesia is one of the languages.
Let me show you something really quick because I always listen to Indonesian music actually.
Oh, really? Indonesian music, yeah. Is that dangdut maybe?
No, not dangdut.
Not dangdut, yeah. Okay.
Hey, look, I have a GAC.
Oh,
JC?
JAC, yeah.
JC. I have Toulouse.
Toulouse,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay, wow.
Agnes Monica, do you know Agnes?
Huh?
Agnes?
This is
I
a
think I've
good-
heard of her. I haven't listened to her songs, but yes. Yes.
Oh yeah. She's
Yeah.
now in the United States, and yeah, thank you so much again, Andres.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
no
then
problem.
we hope that you have a good day and always stay healthy, especially during the pandemic. And I hope that work, life, and everything is well with you. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Senang
you.
bertemu
Thank you,
kalian.
Andreas.
Stay healthy.
Have a good
Okay,
day.
I think we need to take photo first.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's an Indonesian culture, Andres. You know.
Oh yeah, that's true. I forgot.
You forgot yeah. This one. Buria.
Oh,
Okay.
please open your camera. Turn on your camera, the participants.
Gallery, the gallery. Oh wow, there are a lot of participants.
Wow, 156.
I think it's because also online, Andres. Like it is impossible for us to invite you in a person to come to. Buria, you ready?
Buria.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, go.
Hitungan atau belum? Mute.
Jangan lupa senyum.
Jangan lupa senyum ya. Oke.
Jangan lupa senyum.
In 3,
Okay.
2, 1, go.
I don't know. Maybe it is my signal. So there is no face in
so
my.
noisy here. It's so noisy. Buria, do you need some more slides?
Okay. Is it enough? It has been done.
Not yet. It should be more than 3.
So I think we need to close now. Thank you very much, Andres. Yeah, I hope you can, you are doing good job for your, for next time, yeah, so we can meet here in Indonesia. Okay, stay healthy and thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
You're gonna say bye to Andres, everyone.
Thank you, Andres.
Bye-bye, Andres. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Andres.
Thank you, Andres. Really pleasure to meet you.
Aduh.
Terima kasih semuanya. Maaf atas segala salah ya ketika membawakan kurang tepat mungkin.
Ya, Mem.
Ya, Mem. Sama-sama.
Halo, Mem Aini.
Hai, hai,